In Canada, alcohol is part of our culture, and kids grow up here with a wide variety of messages about it. So as parents, it's important we provide them with the tools they need to make healthy choices. Growing up in Canada, kids are going to be exposed to alcohol throughout their lives and in a wide variety of situations. As parents, we can help protect kids who choose to drink by promoting responsible use, defined as alcohol use that reduces the risk of harm. Responsible role models.
Kids are learning from what they see at home. It's a big, it's a very, you're a mentorship, in a mentorship position, as well as being a parent and as well as trying to, teach your family values and keep them safe and all that. So if they see you have a glass of wine every day, then they're seeing that that's acceptable. And that's fine if that's what's acceptable to you. If they see you, get drunk every weekend, well, that's acceptable to them too.
I think if kids see it consumed in appropriate fashion, not swilled and guzzled by the case, it sets the right message.
They're around us when we have a few drinks at dinner time or at a party or anything like that, and they understand responsible drinking.
I think for me, my parents were both responsible drinkers. I didn't really see them going crazy. I think they always gave me a good foundation when I was a young guy, but when it was appropriate, when it wasn't appropriate, and helping and guiding me. I think you need that kind of mentorship in your life to tell you when it's good and when it's bad.
We play a lot of sports. We do a lot of things, camping, fishing, and we don't drink while we're doing it, right? We can have fun on boats and stuff like that without booze, so it's, yeah, they already know, my kids know that we don't need booze to have a good time.
Lucky, like I said, I had good role models in my life that taught me, responsibility around alcohol.
Responsible decision making.
Responsible drinking would mean that you're aware what you're drinking, how much you're drinking, have an awareness of what the effects of drinking are, using it in moderation.
I think you need to demystify it for your kids. I think you need to be able to talk to them about it openly and honestly.
I'm just such a firm believer that we can do so much when they're young, and then it will really translate into really good problem-solving skills when they're older.
With every bit of freedom that we gave him, he knew it came with responsibility. And every time, as he grew, he got more and more freedom and more responsibility. And the duality of the two given to him gave him a lot of freedom and made him also very responsible.
You have to have that, my opinion matters, and that's a good thing, right? Like to actually stop and be able to think, as opposed to just be like, okay, great, I'm out there.
I have two sons. My oldest son just went to university, so I hope now that he's away from home and he's living in a basically a frat house, I hope I've given him those good skills where he knows I'm not foolish enough to know that he's not going to drink, but I hope I've given the thing, you never drink and drive. You always have someone there that can keep an eye on you, or have a buddy that can say to you, look, maybe you've had a little bit too much. So
teach them wise choices is all you can really do. Phoning home, getting rides, and being able to call us at any point in time.
Responsible for yourself and others.
I know it's a kind of a catchphrase, but the know your own limits I think is really important, because I think everyone responds differently to different things, like different drugs, and so it is a drug, and I think that's important for kids to understand.
Yeah, definitely communicating to them about putting themselves in vulnerable situations, and about what can happen if you aren't careful, and if you aren't responsible when they grow up and when it comes time for them to drink with their friends.
While they're going to experiment and fit in with their peers, it's a matter of being responsible to everything around it, being respectful of property, people, obviously drinking and driving, things like that, things that are not just frowned upon, but also obviously illegal.
When you're finally, when the reins are off and you can make your own decisions, you need to have that foundation, or you're going to go to somewhere pretty bad.
As parents, we can help protect kids who choose to drink by promoting responsible alcohol use, by helping them develop good decision-making skills, by promoting a sense of responsibility for their own safety and for the safety of others, and by being good role models when using alcohol ourselves.
It's, again, all about communication, education, the relationship that you have with your kids, keeping them involved in different activities such as sports, and letting them know that there are other ways and things that they can do. So if they're, let's say, at a party or a situation where there is alcohol, giving them the tools that they can say no to, stand up for themselves, and showing that there's other things to do besides drinking and making different choices.
Learn more at AlcoholSenseBC.ca.